Hello, everyone. My name is Maria. I am a Bright Prospect coach and I work with the high school seniors.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sergio. I'm also a Bright Prospect coach, and I work with the high school and juniors.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We're very excited to talk about the freshman parent meeting that we're having. We're going to be talking about the freshman parent programming that is coming up. So thank you so much for joining us. We can go to the next slide. So as I mentioned, we're very excited to begin our freshman pilot program, and we're very thankful for your involvement. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're very excited to discuss this, but this is a new program that Bright Prospect is having, and it's a new opportunity for your student to participate. Before I do get started, I do want to bring attention to the photo we have here displayed. These are some of our wonderful staff in Bright Prospect and those who work very hard with your students to make sure they're successful. But yes, thank you again for participating and coming into this video. We'll discuss a little bit more about our program. We can go to the next slide. So just before I talk about the freshman pilot program, we do want to discuss what is Bright Prospect. Bright Prospect empowers high potential, low income students to gain admission, succeed, and graduate from four-year colleges and universities by providing a comprehensive counseling and support system throughout their high school and college years. So we are a program who supports your student not only in their high school years, but also in their college years. We're here to support them. We're here to guide them. I know in our mission, it states that we support low-income students, but we support all students. It doesn't matter what their background is. As long as they're interested in the program, they want to join, they want to participate, they're welcome to join our program. We can go to the next slide. Just some quick facts about Bright Prospect. We were founded in 2002, started off as a very small program with just a few students, but we all are a program that we've grown a lot since 2002. It is a completely free program. Your student will never be charged for any of our services. We are a college access and retention program, meaning we help your student throughout their high school journey to ensure that they're eligible for college. We inform them, we educate them, and we also are a retention program, meaning we work towards retaining our students in their high school career, but also throughout college to make sure that they graduate from a university within 4 years. We currently service more than 1,200 students in high school. This is including students that attend high schools in Pomona, but we also service students outside of Pomona. For example, we do go to Ontario High School, we provide our services. We will support any student, it doesn't matter what high school they attend, just as long as they come to us, they're showing interest, and that they're seeking our support, but we are happy to service all students. However, specifically for students who are interested in the freshman programming, this program is only open to students currently attending or going to attend Fremont Academy and Gary High School. But this is a great new freshman program that we're very excited to get started off. But I'll go ahead and hand it off to Sergio so he can discuss a little bit more about why college is important.
Yeah, everyone. So one of the questions you might be wondering, you're hearing a little bit about Bright Prospect, but you might be wondering why college? And this is a question a lot of parents have. So we have some information here today that we want to cover with you just to share more information about why it's important for your students to go to college, what are the long-term benefits of attending college, and just what you can expect. So let's just jump right into it. The first and foremost thing that we always tell our students is the more you learn, the more you earn. And you see from this chart that we have here, this is the median earnings from someone that's over the age of 25, beginning with those with less than a high school diploma, going all the way up to those with a professional degree. On the right-hand side, you see the different incomes at each one of those levels. What we share with our students is that the long-term earnings, so if you're going out into the career field and you're starting your career with only a high school diploma, if you average how much you earn over your lifetime and compare that to the average earnings of your lifetime with a bachelor's degree, you earn just $1 million more with a bachelor's degree. And that's quite a bit of money. You can see that reflected here in the figures between the bachelor's degree median salary and the high school diploma median salary. So we want students to get that education so that they can have that extra income, support their families better. And if they'd like to pursue higher education beyond that, we promote that to them too. So one thing to keep in mind, one thing we share with our students, the more you learn, the more you earn. Other things to keep in mind is the unemployment for students with a bachelor's degree. I know right now it's a very difficult time for all of us. We're all facing unemployment in different forms. You can see that I'm working from home. One of the things that you need to know is that students with a bachelor's degree back in 2018 had a 2.1% unemployment rate, whereas nationally that unemployment was a 4.1%. What this translates to is that students with a bachelor's degree have an unemployment rate of half of that as the national average. So that's a pretty significant number, especially now as we're going through this COVID-19 pandemic. We're really worried about having employment and secure employment. Having a bachelor's degree does give you an edge in keeping safe, keeping your family members safe, being able to work from home, as is the case for me. But we want students to be able to keep that in mind. Well-being index. One thing we also want to draw attention to is the health benefits of attending college. Students that attend college tend to have more responsible health behaviors. You can see that those with a bachelor's degree smoke less than those with a high school diploma only. So that's pretty significant. Same thing with exercise rate. Those with a college degree exercise at a higher rate than those without a high school degree, or than those with only a high school degree. So it's really important that those health benefits follow your student through college. There's also other benefits. Higher levels of education means that you have access to employer-provided healthcare at a higher rate. That means that your employer is paying for your healthcare. You don't have to pay for that out of pocket. And you're also able to secure yourself and your family members with that healthcare that's implied. So it's really important for students to have that available to them. We also share with them a 440 rule. Part of this well-being index is what kind of work do your students expect to do over their lifetime. If you work, so this 440 rule is if you work hard for these next 4 years, which is either going through college, working hard in high school, you don't have to work physically hard for the next 40 years. And this is a rule that I know my parents live by. They've had to work physically hard for their career. And that's taking a toll on them physically and mentally. And I had the opportunity to attend college, work hard for those 4 years, and I don't have to work as hard physically. So I really want everyone to keep that in mind as their students are considering going to college and considering working hard. There's also another thing about the national average, another national average I wanted to draw attention to. If you can see, this is a pretty depressing one. 1 in 10 low-income underrepresented student graduate from college within 6 years. Only 1 out of 10 low-income underrepresented students graduate from college within 6 years. That's a really hard statistic to come to terms with, especially thinking about community like Pomona. I come from Pomona. I grew up in Pomona. I grew up low-income, and I was underrepresented, and a lot of the students that we work with are in the same space. Unfortunately, this is something that we're trying to work to fight against. And fortunately, Bright Prospect's average has helped us flip that statistic. At Bright Prospect, 8 out of 10 of our students graduate from college within that 6-year mark. That's a significant achievement in higher education and getting your students to graduate from college. So no matter what student it is, if it's a low-income student graduating with a higher rate with us, it's significantly increased. The same thing with a high-income student. Working with Bright Prospect is also significantly increased their chances to graduate from college within 6 years. So some things to keep in mind. as you're considering Bright Prospect. And to talk a little more about Bright Prospect, Maria is just going to come in and explain more of the benefits. But before that, I do want to share that 100% of the class of 2019 enrolled in college. That's a pretty significant feat for us. It's amazing that all of the students that we worked with enrolled in college and began their college career this year. So we're happy to share that with you all. We want you to see how successful we are in the community and how successful we can be if we all work together to help our students enroll in college. So one figure that I want to draw attention to, this is real. This just happened last year, and this happened here in Pomona. So with Bright Prospect students. So thank you all for helping us make that happen. So really quickly, we talked a little bit about Bright Prospect. We talked a little about the benefits. Now we want to shift the focus to what are the things that colleges look for in a college applicant. And this is the type of information that we always share with your students, that we always talk to your students about. So, but we also wanted to share it with you. So colleges are really picky. They're looking at certain applicants. They want to make sure that they fit a profile. And at Bright Prospect, we try to help your students see that early on. And one of the things they look at is the academic transcript. This is the one you are all familiar with. You go to your students' parent-teacher conferences, you get the report cards. This is the academic transcript that schools are going to be looking at, and it's really dependent on this transcript, whether or not students get in. Also extracurriculars. Extracurriculars oftentimes put the extra edge on a student when they're in sports, when they're in clubs, when they're taking leadership roles. And so schools look at that too. Letters of recommendation. Colleges oftentimes want to just make sure that students are a great person, they're really involved, they're willing to go out of the way to help others. And these letters of recommendations really make the difference in that. So that's coming from a teacher, that's coming from a counselor, and colleges really read that and take that into consideration as they're accepting students. Admissions essays are also another piece that colleges take into consideration. When you're applying to colleges, they don't have much about your personal life. And so this piece of the admissions essay, this is where that personal life comes in. So you want to make sure that your students put their best foot forward so that colleges also see that. Finally, test scores. This is everyone's favorite, of course, taking those SATs and ACTs and getting a great score. We know that test scores aren't the end all and be all to college admissions, but it is still a significant factor, and we still want your students to do really well on them. So we want to make sure that they know that all of these 5 things, along with those test scores, are what colleges are looking at, and to make sure that your student is an applicant that they want at their campus. So these are the 5 things I want you to keep in mind as we go through the presentation, and Maria is just going to go a little more into detail into each one of these.
Yeah, so as Sergio mentioned, this is why it's important to recognize why Bright Prospect, because as a Bright Prospect, as an organization, we're helping your student through these different steps. We acknowledge that you as a parent may not be informed or may be a little bit worried about how can I support my student, but we are here to support them and guide them. So as the first thing that was mentioned, which is the academic transcript. So first and foremost, we educate your student on how to read a transcript. We acknowledge that a lot of our students have a hard time understanding their transcripts, understanding the credits, what it means. So we're here to support them and guide them in understanding what their transcript means. With this, we also educate them on how to become college eligible. What courses do I need to take in order for me to be admitted to my dream school, in order for me to be eligible for these schools, right? So we're here educating your student on how to become college eligible, how to cater your academic transcript to make sure that you become eligible for these schools. And also as well is we help them develop a career pathway. So we're consistently having these conversations with our students, educating them about majors, concentrations, what can I pursue in college? Not only that, but how can I cater my academic transcript to reflect my interests, to reflect what career I want to pursue. So we're consistently here helping our students ensure that they're successful in all of these areas within their academic transcript. We can go to the next slide. Along with this is extracurriculars. Extracurriculars meaning things that they are involved in outside of the classroom. It's very important for them to get good grades, to be successful in a classroom setting, but it's also very important for them to be successful outside of classroom setting. Bright Prospect is considered an extracurricular. We are a program. We go to the college, their school campuses. So we are here supporting your students outside their classroom. With this, we are a great program to not only participate in, but also to list within their college applications. As an organization, we help your students develop social emotional skills. By social emotional skills, we're referring to setting academic goals, setting personal goals, pro-sociality, a growth mindset, and self-worth. We do see many times that our students tend to tear themselves down. They can be very negative sometimes. So we're here to educate them and motivate them and teach them to be positive, to have that growth mindset and to have that self-worth. Not only that, but how to socialize, how to create those networks to best support them in their journey. Also, we do very much highlight quality versus quantity. By this, starting high school, you may notice that your student will be like, hey, take me to this event, take me to this event. I have this club and I have this club. They may be involved in several activities. This is good. However, what we do notice is that sometimes students are involved in several things, in several extracurriculars. However, the quality is not there. It's much, much better for your student to be involved in one or two things and have leadership roles rather than being involved in 10 things, but they don't have any leadership roles or they're not very much making a difference. So we very much encourage our students to make sure they're dedicating their time and their effort into something that they know they'll make a difference in and they're very passionate about. With this comes a new opportunity for the freshman program, which is an opportunity for your student to get their foot in the door, start participating in a Bright Prospect program, and get all the benefits from it. We can go to the next slide. Awesome. So test scores. Test scores is a big one, right? As Sergio mentioned, some of our students do not like this, but we're here motivating them, engaging them, and encouraging them through these steps. So we do connect our students to resources and strategies to strengthen their scores. So we're educating them, where can you access these resources? How can I start studying? When do I have to sign up for the test? How do I sign up for the test? We understand that students have all these questions, and we're here to support them and guide them through the process of this. We also create specialized college lists for each student based on their student profile. Like I mentioned, we do recognize that our students are very different from each other. They all have different GPAs, different interests, different extracurriculars they're involved in. So we make sure to look at every student individually and make a list based on their own interests and their own academic profile. With this list, students are able to come into their senior year more prepared and more ready to apply to colleges and more informed about what colleges best fit them. All right, another big one is college admission essays. College admission essays, it's a long process. It does take its time, but we are here as a program, Bright Prospect. We have our junior coaches and supporting our students through this process of writing the essays. We understand it is very hard, it's challenging, but we provide them the support. We give them extensive feedback on these essays for their colleges. We do revisions, we give it back to them, and we also have the opportunity for students to schedule meetings with their coaches, with their counselors, to receive that one-on-one support and feedback. So they have plenty of opportunities to do this with us. In addition to this, throughout their senior year, the students will have college application support. So the senior team will be going to their high school campuses, helping them through the college application process. Not only that, but students, if they want more individualized support, they can communicate with their coaches and request for more support. But we're definitely there helping them in every step of the way. Also, letters of recommendation. Letters of recommendation are very important for our students. A great benefit about the Bright Prospect program is that the students will be developing strong relationships with their mentors, right? Starting their freshman year all the way to their senior year. They will have an individualized coach every single year who is specific to them, so we can help every year, every student in each individualized year strengthen their skills. A result of this is that students tend to build very strong relationships with their coaches, with their mentors, and us as coaches, we're able to write letters of recommendation on their behalf and submit it to the schools. So this is a great benefit. So as I mentioned, we have consistent mentorship all along their high school years and also throughout their college years, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But also we're here to advocate for our students. If we notice, hey, maybe you need a little bit more tutoring, we're here to guide them and refer them as to where they can access these resources. We can go to the next slide. All right, the to and through promise. The to and through promise is us saying we're gonna help you through your high school journey, but we're also gonna help you throughout your college journey until you graduate. We will be there supporting you until you graduate from your 4-year university. So as I mentioned, we start freshman year with your students who are interested in starting Bright Prospect their freshman year, all throughout until their high school graduation and college graduation. We have the cruise system. Basically, what this cruise system is that we encourage our students to create a group with their peers, right? A support system with their peers who'll be supporting them all along their high school journey. These peers are there informing them, encouraging them, motivating them, and basically it's a great support system that will help them get through high school. Not only that, but several of our Bright Prospect students are currently attending different universities and colleges throughout the United States. So we already have crews embedded in these schools. So many times when our high school students graduate their senior year, when they're going to their new university, there already will be a crew there, Bright Prospect students there, ready to support them and accept them with open arms to help them through that college journey. And finally, we have scholarship opportunities. This gets opened up to our seniors as they're graduating and is also open to all of our college students. Everyone is able to apply to this scholarship. However, not everyone will get the scholarship. It is based on need, based on what the students need on their financial aid packages. However, we encourage everyone to apply and to participate because it is a very, very great opportunity. We can go to the next slide. Another thing I do want to talk about is about Bright Prospect expectations. As I mentioned, we provide a lot of support to your students. However, we need our students to also engage with us in order for them to be successful. And that's why we have these expectations embedded. First and foremost is communication. It's really important for your student to be communicating with us, their coaches, and informing us about different things that are going on, whether if it's that they need more support, whether it is that they can't attend a meeting. It's very vital for them to be communicating with us. Accountability and attendance. This all goes hand in hand. We'll be giving your students a calendar, right? A calendar for the academic year, informing them about our meetings. We will have one meeting every other month for the freshman pilot program. And it's up to them. They need to be accountable. If they cannot attend, they need to inform us as their coach. They also need to make sure to come to our makeup meetings. We have makeup meetings available for our students, or if they were not able to attend the original meeting, they can come at a later time and make it up. Also, we tend to be very, very flexible with your students. So we highly, highly encourage them to communicate with us, to inform us, so we can be there supporting them, but they need to meet us halfway. Also, it's something we really do talk about is that the Bright Prospect community. The reason we bring this up is because we're a community, we support one another, we're there encouraging one another, and this goes hand in hand with respect. We're here to respect each other. It is an open space where students are able to be vulnerable, where they're able to engage. So this is a very special community where we're all here to support one another and encourage each other.
All right, so, where'd it go? Sorry, I had to turn on the video, but what's next for your students? What can you look forward to? How can your students get involved in Bright Prospect? You heard all about our program, you heard all about the things we do, how we help them improve in those 5 categories that colleges look at for a college applicant. And we're starting this program. Your student can get involved in July 20th to 24th. We're having our Summer Academy special. which is a week-long program designated to have students coming in for the first time from the freshman class to just get them familiar with the college application process. This is the first point of contact where your students can join. And this is a really significant milestone for Bright Prospect because it's the first time we're having freshmen join us. But let me talk a little bit more about what this means. We're not going to be physical. We're not going to be physically together. We're going to be on Zoom, or it's all going to be digital. So your students can tune in using a laptop, using the link that we provide to our sessions. And what do these sessions look like? So at Summer Academy Special, these sessions are going to be taking place from July 20th to July 24th. They're going to be an hour to 2 hours max each day. So all we're asking your students to do is to tune in to our workshops for 2 hours a day and to get all the material that they need. To give you all an example of the kind of things that we do, here are some themes at the bottom. Bright Prospect, we're really going to be focusing on a growth versus fixed mindset. So what that means is when students get a piece of constructive feedback, how they react to it, whether they're approaching it with a growth mindset of improving to the next round, or if they're shutting down after receiving it. And we obviously want them to improve for that next round. So we cover that in a workshop first. We also do a workshop similar to the value of similar to what we showed you with the earning potential with the value of a college education. We play a game with them where they get to really interact with what that means, how much they're going to be able to spend with a budget depending on what degree they have. We also have a workshop focused on how to be a competitive college applicant, going into the different things that you need to really stand out in an application. We have workshops also centered around support systems, how to reach out to people, how to make sure that you're being well supported in all aspects of your high school career. And finally, a workshop centered around setting SMART goals. So these are specific goals that students make and take steps to achieve every day. So all of these sessions are going to be held online via Zoom from July 20th to July 24th. And it's really just an opportunity for them to begin to be a part of our Bright Prospect family. They're going to be making friends at the school that they're going to be entering in the fall. So it's really a good opportunity for them to meet people for the first time too. We're obviously going to be focused around college, improving students' character, and really improving student success. And that college and character piece, we know how important it is for students to be around like-minded students. So all of the students at Bright Prospect are really focused on getting a college education. And we want your students to also be focused in that too. And they're gonna be, as they keep coming to our meetings, as they meet more friends with that mindset as well. And we're all a community here, so we want your students to be part of that Summer Academy Special with us. This is a sign up for Summer Academy Special. You can sign up using the link there, or if you use your phone right now, you can even take a picture of this QR code and it'll take you straight to the sign up online. Even if your student cannot join us the July 20th to 24th date, we still would like you to sign up if you're interested in being in Bright Prospect. So you can fill this information out. You can let us know if your student will be participating or not, because we want all of your students to have an opportunity to be part of the Bright Prospect program. If not during the summer, well, when we start the school year. So all the questions are there. If you do have any questions, you can always feel free to reach out to us. But everything you need will be there. You can fill it right out using this link, using this QR code. Other than that, we hope to see your students there. We are really excited for this version of Summer Academy. We haven't had one quite online, so it's going to be looking a little bit different, but we're just as excited as ever. And we would also just want you to follow us on the different social media sites that we're on. We're on Instagram at Bright_Prospect, Facebook at Bright Prospect, and online at brightprospect.org. You can follow us to stay up to date on everything that's going on Summer Academy Special, on when we're starting school, on when we're going to be on campus, all of that good stuff. Maria, would you have any final words?
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to hearing from everyone, to seeing your signups. If you have any questions, please log into our website. That's where you can access all of our information in our emails. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.